it's Saturday. I'm waiting for engine parts. So maybe we'll attack this guy. See what that's about. So, of course, this is the one that I blew up at the track in September. And I've torn off all of the ancillaries, the peripherals, things that I needed, and put them on the new engine, which is over here. As you can see here, this one has seen better days. We can see right down inside, and in fact at some point you can actually see right through it. This is what the major thing that happened here is that piston rod let go, and we'll tear it down. Let's tear it down and see if I can discover why it let go. Okay, first things, we have to take off the this cap here, this cam cover. As I found out in a previous dismantling, I don't have to lock down the cams. They won't spring out because there's already two clips in here that will hold them. Okay, I'm just going to get this oil pump off. See that? Snapped right off. A lot of damage in this engine. When it went, bang. Interesting. There she comes. And there it is, off. So to remove the heads, I have to remove the cams, and then the cam carrier. The bolts are down below here to get at the bolts to go into the block from the head. And so in order to remove this, I'm going to have to remove these caps. And of course, first thing I have to do is I have to release the tension on the chain. Here. This chain runs between the two cams and right down. Okay, so I'm going to one of the chain tensioners. This is on the upper side of this bank. I guess this is up, yeah. Okay, and so let's see if I can get that out. It's with a number 14 Allen, and it comes out like that. Interesting. When I tore apart the previous engine, M96 engine like this, I didn't know what side. I didn't remember that I had these large Allen keys sockets, and so I ended up taking it off with a pair of vice grips. It worked, but I mean, maybe not the best tool. Okay, so we've just pulled this off. Get it out of there. This is the cam timing gizmo. You can see this is snapped right off there too. That in the junk box. This has released completely all the tension on my chain, and now these things, I should be able to just lift them right out of there. Come on, here, I'll do this one first. This will just lift right out. There it is. And parts keep flying off. Okay, these are the bearing caps. Fit right here. And there's number 2. And of course the chain here will fall right down inside. Bye. I don't really care. Now if I wanted to take these lifters out, all I have to do is just pluck them out like this, and then you can see the top, the spring of the top of the valve. But I think that I don't need to do that. Let's leave them there, because the carrier, I have access to all the bolts on the carrier with the lifters still installed. You can see here that I'm trying to get these bolts out here to lift the carrier out, and this particular Torx head socket will not quite fit in because it's a little bit too thick. So what I'm going to do is I can use it's a number 10. If I take a regular number 8 long socket, this one has, you know, multi-points, 12 I guess, or whatever it is, points in it. This will fit as well, so you don't need to have the Torx socket to do that. Haha! Yes, I just found out something, is that when you take the carrier out, these guys all fall out the bottom. Look. Okay, so we're going to pull out the head bolts, which you find in here, these number 55 Torx, and you take quite a bit of force. You need a good, you know, a nice big breaker bar, and snap around like that, and after that they're quite loose. Here's a look at those big Torx bolts, number 55, that are down inside the head that we need to break open to remove the head. So after we've taken these guys out, and these are quite long, woo baby, good long ones, don't forget that there's a few external, there's about 1, 2, 3, 4 little of the number 10 Torx screws that are on the outside of the case, or outside of the head, that have to be taken off as well before you can lift the head. Okay, the other thing, of course, is this paddle here has a bolt that goes through right here. This is the fulcrum, and it's attached further down. So the thing is, we have to take this out. This is or what does it be, number 6 Allen. Okay, so we have to pull this bolt out. That should release the head. So here we'll just pluck this guy out, and you'll see now that the paddle has let go, it's completely loose. Okay, let's see if we can pull this thing off of here. There we go. Wow. Ain't that wild? Wow. What? That is wild. Gee, I think this looks like part of a piston. Maybe I can glue it back together. No, I don't think so. Ain't that crazy? And I think we can say that the heads have been impacted rather severely. There's a valve. These valves are completely bent over. Wow, wow, wow. Ain't that crazy stuff? I pulled off the head of bank 1, 2, 3. Bank 1, cylinders 1, 2, 3. And everything looks to be in good condition on this side. There's no damage whatsoever to the pistons, as far as I can tell. The walls of the cylinder walls look good. I suspect that perhaps this is the head that I just pulled off. looks good and clean and everything. Maybe I can recycle that one. The other one is completely damaged and no good at all. But, you know, if I can recycle a little bit, that would be a help. This would be piston number 1, 2, 3. The pistons themselves look all right. This half of the crankcase, well, obviously that cylinder has seen a high degree of impact, and what's really weird is here you can see there's this channel that's gone right through, broken away there, and of course up here, probably the rod slapped in that area there and broke it through. And over here you'll see that in the crankcase carrier, if you go up here to the far corner, that we've blown the corner right away. It's just completely disappeared. Looking at 4, 5, and 6 now, you can see that the number 5 and 6, the cylinder cases are broken, and well, they're smashed. And this is interesting. You know, here's the piston carrier, and here we can see piston number 4, and 5 and 6 are just no longer there. They do not exist. And if we look inside here, do I see a very black looking crank? Now, I'm no expert, but that bearing there looks really black to me. I think we had an oiling issue. Anyway, that's the one that let go. That's the one that I found pieces of rod and everything else inside. And other ones are also not in great shape, but that seems to be I'm thinking that's the problem. Interesting, piston number 6, which is this one here, which of course got snapped right off. I mean, doesn't look great, but doesn't look as bad as I thought. And I mean, it's got some wear. You can see some wear on this bearing, but it's not come black like the other one. The number 5 there really is really different. There's that number 5 down in the hole there, and here's the number 6 over here. See, the number 6 looks relatively clean. Interesting. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Please click the subscribe button and leave any comments below.